So what we actually were talking about, and then Finn shut us down. Finn was like, "No, wait for the podcast." Finn does this. We did it.
I'm the host. I have to control things.
Jack and Danny came on, and we were like just having a chat before, and Finn was like, "Stop talking about this. Wait
Because
for the podcast."
it's better when it's natural, because
Yeah.
the people that watch it then feel like they're involved. If we've just spoke about Ramadan for half an hour and then gone, right, so
mate, you've ruined it. You've ruined it.
I haven't ruined it.
Spoiled the
Kes,
surprise.
yeah, so basically,
Oh, it's a real big surprise.
Kes is
I'm
fasting.
fasting.
He's fasting.
Oh,
So
really? Wow.
let's have a breakdown. So obviously, as a men's physique competitor,
Yes.
who's taking their training to a very serious level, you competed multiple times. Obviously, what are the challenges of a fast? How are you doing anything differently? Just literally go into kind of a
explain it all.
breakdown of
Yeah.
what you're doing. Are there, like, I don't know if you can admit this, are there any things you're doing that maybe not by the book?
Yeah.
Are there any, like, anything like that? So just kind of give us a breakdown, because again, this is something that
We're
will
not
only help us from a
that
coaching
experienced
standpoint.
on it.
Yeah, will only help us from a coaching standpoint. Anything that's new, knowledge-wise, I'm always like, this is quite cool.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realise. So when we mentioned it, I was like, oh, this is going to be quite good. So go on.
Yeah.
The floor's yours.
So I'll start off with just a brief introduction as to what Ramadan is and what we do during it. So basically, it's just for 1 month throughout the year where Muslims will carry out a food and water fast every day. So that is from sunrise until sunset. So obviously, depending on what time of year it is, it will be either longer or shorter. Every year it goes back by 10 days.
I was going to say, it changes. Is it based
Yeah,
on the
it's based on the
moon or-
lunar month. So
Yeah.
basically it starts when the crescent moon is sighted in Saudi Arabia. So that goes back by 10 days every year. So as you can imagine, if it's in the middle of the summer, it's going to be 20 hours, honestly, 20 hours without food and water throughout the day. It's not too bad now. It's about 14 hours now. So it's manageable, not ideal, but it is manageable. And yeah, the whole sort of purpose behind it is to sort of reconnect us with our faith, and also to make us like appreciate what we have and put ourselves in the shoes of people who are less fortunate than us. And it also encourages us to be more charitable during this month as well. So yeah, it's obviously challenging, but it's really like spiritually rewarding at the end of it. And you get together for feasts with family and all that sort of thing at the end as well. In terms of the bodybuilding side of it, it's not optimal.
No, definitely.
Honestly speaking, it's not. But I do think when people hear about it, it's more manageable than you think it is.
I'd imagine so. Other than trying to get
But
all
you've
your
done it
protein.
all your life, haven't
Yeah,
you, I
yeah.
bet? So like you get used to it.
Yeah.
Until you get all your protein
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2
yeah.
meals and shit yourself.
Yeah.
And,
I think
Get used to shitting yourself.
I think when it's
It's
in
alright.
the summer and the eating window is smaller, it's a lot harder. So that period, I'd just have 2 massive meals and an intra. And
When you
that'd be
say
it.
massive meals, what time are we talking? When would you have them?
So
Things like that.
I would have.
Right.
So what I'd do is I'd open my fast in the evening.
Like,
So
it's literally as soon as it's dark.
yeah.
straight in.
Yeah. We actually have a timetable, so it already lays all this out
So
for
you know,
us.
like a buzzer that's like
Yeah.
now
I have
if
an app.
it's-
I have an app which says the time in which.
Really?
Yeah.
What if it's still light?
So it goes with the prayer times. So we have the second to last prayer, which is Maghrib, which is basically when the sun sets, but it's already put in a calendar. So it might not be exactly when the sun sets, but it's when the calendar's telling us to, and that's accordance to the local mosque.
Right.
Okay.
So obviously I'll open my fast to start off with. I'll just do it for how I'm doing it now, just because it's most relevant. So I'll have my meal, probably 1.2, 1.3k calories. Just easy to digest, get lots of carbs in, moderate fats, obviously quite a lot of protein because I want to hit my total protein targets of probably 60 to 70 grams protein in that meal.
Yeah.
What would you usually have for that meal?
Yeah, what would
Like the
So
exact
for
food?
this one, I'm having rice, jasmine rice, I think 130 grams of that, and then about chicken, 200 grams,
Cooked, or
no, uncooked,
Raw
uncooked,
weight, yeah.
raw weight. I'll have about 10 grams MCT oil, so like coconut oil, 20 grams dark chocolate, and then I'll have a glass of like orange juice, and that'll be my
It's
first
not a
meal.
huge
Yeah,
meal.
that's
like,
not-
that's
yeah.
pretty
The
good.
calories add up, but it's
Yeah.
not
That's
unmanageable.
like similar to my
Yeah,
not
yeah.
as much protein, but similar.
Yeah. And then obviously I'll train about an hour after that. And I'll have my intra, so 20 50 carb.
With
During
the with the gyms, obviously, if it's late, you have to go to a gym that's open
Yes.
at that time. So you go into a Pure Gym.
So I used to go to Pure Gyms. Now I'm going to JD.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, for the first 2 sessions of Ramadan, I just about managed to train at Prophecy.
What
But
time
then
do
the
they close?
10.
So you smashed
yeah.
through it.
Yeah. But then the clocks went forward, so
Yeah.
that's it. Then I can't do that now.
JD's alright though.
Yeah,
isn't it?
JD. It's not too bad.
Probably the best of the commercial
Yeah,
gyms.
I'd say so. I've done it before at Pure Gym for a Ramadan.
That's a gym idea. That's a gym idea. That's a video idea. Gym tier lists of like commercial gyms and stuff.
I've got a
That's
question
something
on this. Well, sort of related to this actually in
Okay.
a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done a Ramadan at Pure Gym before. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. Like,
Were there people that you realised in there that were
I bet
like
it
doing
gets
that?
back, yeah.
So
They're
was
always
it
like-
almost like you
it's
could
like a
see
community,
other,
yeah.
Yeah,
other
there'll be-
fasters?
Yeah,
and you were like,
yeah,
hey, brother.
definitely.
Mate, yeah, Muslim community is huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It definitely
No,
is.
but I didn't know if, let's say, because, for example, I'm guessing most people that take training to a relatively, let's say, alright level, even if they're not, they still want to train. Like, if I was to be told, even if I was to be an average gym goer who goes 4 times a week, I'd be like, well, I still want to train with some food in me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
be going,
definitely.
like, in the middle of the day with no fluid,
No,
no food. No one's going to enjoy
some people do.
that. I find that bizarre.
Like, I don't think the people who take it as seriously
Yeah.
as we do would
Yeah.
do that. I think it's the people that just sort of go to enjoy themselves
Yeah.
with the friends.
Yeah, maybe
go-
pass some time.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, if you're enjoying the podcast, please leave a like and subscribe and drop any comments with what you'd like to see moving forward. It's a
Do
present
that
as well.
Like, I could maybe do it without the food, but not without the water. That's the worst
No
thing.
chance.
The dehydration
Oh,
is
yeah.
the
Do
worst
you
thing.
just as soon as you can
Yeah, yeah.
smashing loads in?
Yeah.
Do you use
I have,
like electrolytes and stuff? Or?
no, I just salt my food.
Yeah.
You don't want to use Hydromax.
No.
Yeah, you need to use
CSM.
Hydromax.
They don't
No,
sponsor
no,
me,
no,
so,
no, it's not Hydromax. It's
Oh, Conte.
yeah, it's Conte.
No, it's
Hydroflow.
Hydroflow, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
new one.
It's
that
so
everyone's
much
raving
better
about.
than just
Honestly,
salting your
mate.
food.
Hydroflow.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
a
gonna make
proper,
insane progress.
electrolyte balance? Nah, it has to be a
Just
supplement.
Hydroflow.
It has to be a
has
supplement.
Yeah. I've
Sounds
never,
cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've never had one of them sort of electrolytes or hydration. I just salt everything in it.
And
It's
then
fine.
just drink loads
Yeah,
of fluid.
yeah. Drink loads of water.
So you said 50 gram of carbs, EAs, anything else? You throwing anything else in there?
No,
or is that it?
just my normal glutamine and all that
Salt.
stuff. No actual calories, so
Yeah.
nothing else. And then post, I'll just eat after that.
The rest of your calories. Like
No. So
Do you have another meal?
I'm managing to have 3
Okay.
because I have a bit of a longer
AJ,
eating
this
period
guy's sleep
during
is
this
awful.
time.
Yeah.
AJ, sort this guy's sleep out. This is not good enough.
So I'll have like cream of rice, about 120 grams, 60 grams whey isolate. Then I'll have honey on top of that, like 20 grams of honey, and then I'll have either 2 crumpets or 1 bagel with like 20 grams of peanut butter. Fats after post workout.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that because in an ideal, if we're looking like
I wouldn't
bodybuilding, you
normally,
wouldn't have fats. in a
but I just want to
post-workout
get
meal.
my fats. I want to get calories in.
Yeah.
To be honest,
And then as a natty, if you don't have fats, I mean, your hormones are going to be
That's
in.
it.
It's so
down,
important.
in the gut.
So important.
In
So
the
you
gut.
get another meal then after that.
Yes.
So timing wise, let's say, so you break it down. So
Yeah.
again, you didn't mention. I don't know if you did. When do you eat your first meal? So when's that now?
So
When he gets his
Half past-
notification.
half past 7 to quarter to 8 now. Yeah, quarter
Okay,
to
so
8.
quarter
That's
to
not
eight.
too bad. Then.
Yeah.
No, so quarter to 8, you eat your pre. You
Yes.
then said you train after an hour. So let's
Yeah,
say you're in the gym
about-
for like quarter to 9, 9.
Yeah, quarter to 9.
Intra, sipping on that.
Yeah.
Do you sip on that while like you're on the way to the gym, just to have it
Yeah,
as a bit of a pre
yeah,
as
yeah.
well, just
So
to get a bit more
I'll just
food
down
in?
my pre and then I'll
Yeah.
start sipping my intra
Okay.
like as I'm
Yeah.
going in.
Yeah.
I'll probably train till about 11.
Mm-hmm.
Go home, eat at about half 11.
Okay, so that's post.
Yeah, post. And then maybe at about 2:30, 3ish, I'll eat my next meal.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So what time do you sleep?
After that.
Until
Do you go to bed straight away after?
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally like you're
Yeah.
knocked out.
So I can eat until about 5ish if I wanted to,
Yeah.
but because of how it works with having to wake up, I don't. I just
Nah,
go
I
to
don't
bed. I go
blame
to
you.
bed.
Yeah.
Luckily, my work have been quite good, so they're flexible with my hours during Ramadan, so I
start
can
late.
start a bit later.
Yeah.
So I'm starting at about 12 now,
so you're
So I'll go
sleeping
to-
what, like 3 till
11ish.
Yeah.
So 8 hours, not too bad. It's
It's
fine.
good.
It's fine.
Just shift everything.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, obviously the food and the water during the day is the main thing that changes, but other than that, I'm just kind of shifting when I'm sleeping.
Okay. What's
Which is-
the pre-bed meal? If you don't mind me asking. So
So I'll just have another rice meal. So
Okay.
jasmine rice, it's pretty much bang on to what the first meal was. I'll just add maybe a bit more fat and maybe some veg as well, just to fill me up a bit more, because obviously I'm not eating for quite a long period after that.
Do you know your actual totals in terms of your macros and
calories? On a training day, 500 carb, 75 fat.
Training night, you mean? If
Yeah.
anything,
Training night.
Training evening. Yeah.
500 carb, 75 fat, 220 protein.
You know what? The amount of people that can't hit that amount of food when they've got the whole
day.
Yeah,
people have the whole day and they go, 500 carbs.
Oh, I can't do that.
75 grams of fat.
Yeah.
Where are you getting that from? It's like, no,
just don't want it as much as me, do they?
And then what's your non-training day or non-training?
It's not too different. So 450 carb, 220 protein as well, and 80 fat.
Okay. Do you manipulate the calorie goals based off Ramadan, or does it stay the same?
So normally I would, because in previous years my eating window has been smaller, meaning I don't have as much time to eat, so I'd be in a bit of a deficit during Ramadan. But
quick tidy up.
So guys, if you want your questions answered on the podcast, every week we do ask on our Instagram. We put up a stories box, so keep an eye out on mine and Reese's stories for that, so you can ask your questions there. It makes sense. So it's perfect for it.
But having spoken with AJ before this one, we said I don't really need to diet now based on my composition at the minute, anyway, though, and it's not crazy high, so it's achievable. Yeah. So I'm pretty much maintaining body weight on these calories.
That's good.
So not too
it's
bad.
Really admirable that everybody does that in that community. Like what Reece said. Is there anything? Do you think there's people who don't do it by the book? Or there's people who
last year when I was on prep, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't because
how is
didn't
that
stick
with
to it at all?
No.
What is that like with your family and stuff?
They understood.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I can manage it, but it's not optimal when you're in the middle of a prep. It's kind of not ideal.
The thing is as well, it's not as if you wouldn't do it otherwise, and you're not doing it this year. So it's not like I'm just losing that faith. I'm still doing it.
As I said, I never claim to be like some spokesperson for Muslims or like some perfect Muslim. I say I'm not perfect, so I just try my best. Really,
it's one of those things as well. Like if you're born into that community, nobody expecting you to be perfect at it or know everything. Like it's just something you were born into. It's the same with any religion, I guess. Yeah. We can't speak about religion because you'll say something wrong.
Yeah, I was going to speak about sexuality, but I was like, I can't speak about
it. Can't speak about anything.
It's not it's not your fault. I promise.
If you speak, you're in big trouble.
Okay?
What's not my
fault?
It's
not your fault. You were born the way you were. You were born the way you were. It's not your fault. Accept it. It's 2023.
They/them.
Yeah, they/them. That's what my pronouns are on Instagram.
Cancelled though.
Yeah.
Awful. But no, it's a good insight, to be fair. And then so with prep, literally it was a case where, because again I couldn't imagine like fasted cardio, getting up in the morning, not being able to drink and trying to get your
I wouldn't. If I did,
tragic.
I'd do my cardio when I could eat. I'd do it at post workout.
Yeah.
Because funnily enough, actually, during my first prep, I did fast.
Really?
My first ever prep. And
tell us about that. How did
it was hard because it was weird. It was because obviously I'm in a deficit, so my calories are lower. So in terms of getting the food in, it was okay. But it's just when you're dieting, you're on a deficit anyway, and you're fasting. Like my energy levels were down the gutter.
Imagine that.
And it actually took me quite a long, even after I finished Ramadan, to properly recover from it. My training was bad.
I think it'd be the water.
Yeah, I think the fluid.
I'd be fine. I think without food. I'm not saying fine. I'd manage, but I honestly don't know if I'd be able to manage without water.
You adjust. your body does adjust. You can, but it's. I think that the main thing is just keeping yourself busy, kind of mentally just occupied. Really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think it makes you more? Definitely, I know the answer. But more appreciative of when you actually can eat. Because I'd imagine it would
Massively.
be same let's say when you finish a prep and you've gone through the back end and then you start to add a bit more food in.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything magic, but you just feel awesome. You're
oh wow.
Energy levels are great, energy's so high, training's so good. But it's because you're I've been kind of deprived of this for so long.
Yeah.
So when you're through a period where you can't eat, you can't drink, when you get back to that, I bet you're I feel on top of the world.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
definitely. Yeah.
Have you ever slipped up and gone, I've accidentally had a drink? Yeah.
When I was a kid, I've done that a few times.
You get told off.
You just no. I was just I wake up and I'm like, I just think I'm in my normal routine, and I'll just go get a glass of water. I'm like, oh,
spit out.
I didn't. I promise.
Yeah. I think everyone's done that.
I would. Like you say, you adapt to it, but
after a few days, you'd be
that
first day, I'd struggle. Or the second day,
would.
Everyone does. Everyone does every year for the first day or two. It's hard because your body's in shock. Really.
But then, so every night when you break, obviously for you it's a bit different. But I imagine for a lot of families, it's like a big meal every night together.
Yeah,
for you,
nice.
It's like I need to eat and go and train.
Yeah, obviously. If I was living with my family, it would be like that. But
what's traditional? So let's say like you weren't going to the gym.
Yeah.
What does your family do? Do they just have one big meal together? Do they have two meals?
No, just so we'd have the one big meal together to break the fast, and then we have what we call seri, which is like the meal before, so the breakfast meal, so the meal before we go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah. So typically what people do is they'll go to bed as they normally would, then they'd wake up in the middle of the night and eat.
Okay.
I hated that. I remember I absolutely hated it. I didn't have any appetite whatsoever. So now I just feel like it's better just to stay up through the night and eat what I can.
Yes, guys, if you are enjoying the podcast, then please head down to the links below where you've got my own and Reese's own YouTube channels where you can follow us along there too.